We're at my farm in near Ulen, Minnesota, and Ulen is located almost right in between Fargo-Moorhead and Detroit Lakes. My wife and I moved out here in 2008. It's been in the Klemetson family since about 1930-ish. My grandpa originally bought this farm. My dad moved out here. My mom and dad moved out here in 1966, and took it over from his dad. And then once my dad passed away, my wife and I moved out here, and my mom moved to town, and we've been farming out here now the last, this is the 5th year. So I've raised some wheat in the past. This year I have beans, soybeans, and corn. I rent about 480 acres from my mom, and I rent another quarter from a neighbor here. This year Farm Rescue planted every acre of my crop, which turned out to be a huge blessing with my wife being in the hospital battling cancer right now. They planted 200 acres of corn and about 420 acres of soybeans. My wife, Stacy, who I've been married to for 16 years, she's my high school sweetheart. We've got 5 children, and about a year ago she was diagnosed with lung cancer that had already spread to her bones and to her brain. And she had never smoked and was very healthy in general. So it was a very huge shock and setback to us. She has undergone chemotherapy via a pill she's taken starting last May, and she did that through about December here. In November, December, we were told that everything was looking real good. Her cancer had almost gotten into remission. It was going down and not growing, which was a very good blessing to hear. However, a short couple months after that, she started experiencing some pain again, and after some tests and more doctor visits, we were told that her cancer had begun to spread again. For us, her sickness took precedence over anything else. We knew we needed the crop to get in, yet just didn't have the time or the ability to be here to get things ready to go for the spring. So she's still undergoing treatment. She is a tough fighter, and she just keeps battling every little hurdle that comes up. So I'm proud of her, and we're very thankful for Farm Rescue that I've been able to spend time with her where I need to be in the hospital with her in these last months. With 5 kids and her homeschooling them, that in itself is a full-time job, but she was always willing to do any running or any errands that I needed done that would help my day out as well. So it's difficult when that part of your operation isn't there. We always enjoyed pretty much every night throughout the summer and winter, but in the summer we'd go for walks, and she loved to walk, and that's one thing she misses right now. And this time of year it was always nice because we could see the crops coming up. And that was usually our topic of conversation as we'd walk down the road. Things are looking good, this probably needs to be sprayed. She didn't always know what I was talking about, but she always listened and always had a supportive attitude for the farm. I had seen billboards of Farm Rescue over the past years, and it was always intriguing to me, and you'd see it on the news every once in a while, but how I came to learn about how they could potentially help me was from a neighbor, my neighbor Dwight Fevig, who I used to work for when I started farming. He told me about it, and I actually filled out the application and sent everything in to the office myself. But the application was a simple process. When they planted our corn, I wasn't able to be here that day, but a lot of people from the neighborhood and our church were here, and they talked very highly of the volunteers, how they were very caring and concerned about what was going on with my wife's illness, and offered prayer for her, and just just had a genuine interest in wanting to help. And I know I got to see Levi Willinga on the news footage and the interviews they did with him. And then when they planted our soybeans, Jim was out here along with JR, who I found in talking with him was from Atlanta, Georgia. So he had come quite a ways to plant some soybeans up in Ulen, Minnesota. The stand looks great. The corn is coming up nice. We're about 4 weeks removed from when they planted it, and it looks great. So they did a great job. In a scale of this nature, the sponsors pretty much make it happen. It wouldn't be possible without them. I know a lot of businesses are always looking for ways to help out in the community. They provide a service already, but they're always looking to give back to those that make their business possible. And I would just encourage those businesses to look at Farm Rescue as a potential sponsorship because of the benefit and the impact it has, not only on the farmer that they are helping, but the community that gets to see that help. It just, to me, it can't ever be a bad thing to see that type of publicity. It wouldn't be possible without them. The equipment is top-notch. The guys came in, they were able to start rolling right away. They didn't have to monkey with fixing things. Very nice equipment provided by RDO, and all the other sponsors that make it possible we're grateful. As a farmer that's been helped, I'm grateful to them for making this possible. Everyone thinks Farm Rescue is a top-notch organization, and they provide a service to people that are in definite need. And I've heard so many good things from community members and neighbors, how good they were to work with the volunteers, how they were, very gracious and very accommodating in getting things done. And I would definitely be willing to recommend to anybody that asks me to go forward with applying for Farm Rescue. And I would encourage them to just, even if they think their situation isn't as dire as someone else's down the road, I would just encourage them to apply at least and check it out, because it does provide a blessing to allow you to spend time, whether in this case my wife being sick, even though I'm able to work, she was not able to be here, and I wasn't able to do what I normally would be doing this time of year. So in fact, when it came in one of the local newspapers, I got a call from a lady a few miles town down the road here, and she had saw it in the paper and asked about it, and I had met with Bill a few times already then, and her son was going through some difficulties with an illness, and she asked if I thought he should apply, and I encouraged her to do so, and so I would definitely recommend it.